welcome to Moinframe. My name is Justus and today we are doing something a little different. Instead of building one thing, we are going to look at 5 bad habits I see again and again in Kirby projects, my own code included. None of these will break your site directly, but they tend to bite you later when the site grows, when a client edits something, or when you hand the project over to another developer. So let's get into it. Number 1, reaching for site index too quickly. Ever needed to collect a bunch of pages from all over of your site? It's tempting to write just this. And honestly, that's totally fine. The problem is that index walks the entire page tree. And on a site with a handful of pages, you will never notice some difference. But on a site with a few hundred or thousand, every one of these calls is doing a lot of work. So most of the time you already know where your pages live, so query them directly. And bonus tip, using collections for that. By putting that in site collections products, we can reuse it. And we have one definition with the details. And if the slug changes, we can use it here in one place and change it. All right, number 2, treating field objects like plain values. When you call a field, you don't get a string back, but you get a field object. And an object is always truthy, so a check like this does not work. Even if the subtitle is completely empty, that if will still return true, because the field object exists either way. And what you actually want to ask is about the content of this. So you can do something like is not empty. And this will check whether the subtitle has a value or not. So if you want to compare with a string, you need the real value, not the object. So page category value would work here. And for fields like toggles or other Boolean fields, there are also like Boolean methods like to bool or is true. Number 3 is checking for image files. This one builds right on the last point. Now that we are being careful with fields, you might reach for is not empty when you want to show an image. And this looks reasonable, right? We check the file field cover is not empty, and then we echo out the file or the URL. The catch is that the field only stores the reference to the image, not the file itself. So the isNotEmpty method only tells you that the field has some text in it, not that the file is actually there. So imagine this, someone sets a cover image, the file name or the UUID gets saved into the field, and then later that file gets deleted somewhere else. The field still points to a file that no longer exists. So your check passes, but the toFile method returns nothing and URL throws an error. So for images, don't ask the field whether it has text in it, ask it whether you can actually get a file out of it. And we can do that by putting that into a variable and using the toFile method. Then right here, we can use the variable. 2 things are happening here. The toFile method only gives you back a file if the object genuinely exists. So a deleted file fails the check. And we assign it to the $image variable in the same call, so we don't resolve the file twice. And we got a clean variable to work with. Number 4 is stuffing logic into your templates. I mean, we've all written a template that starts super clean and slowly turns into a small application with like queries and filters and sorting and maybe an API call, and all this sitting on top of the file. It works, but your template is now hard to read, it is impossible to reuse, and Kirby has way cleaner methods for that. So in this example, we are querying the products again, and we are filtering them and sorting them, and let's say there is a bunch of more code that is involved for the information that is used in the template. So for page-specific logic, we should use a controller. We put that into site controllers, and it gets the same name as our template. And in here, we can just return a function, which gets the page, and return an array in here. And this is where we can define all our methods for filtering or whatever we want to do. So in here we are filtering and stuff. and then reuse our collection in here. Return that. And now our template just gets the products variable from the controller, so we can use it right away. For logic that belongs to the content itself, a custom method on the page model is even nicer. And best to keep in mind, templates render controllers and modals do the logic. Number 5 is for getting CSRF protection on your forms. Sooner or later, you will build a form, possibly a contact form or something other that posts back to Kirby. Kirby ships with a CSRF token helper to make sure that the post requests are actually coming from your website. So we drop in our input field with type hidden, name it CSRF, and use the CSRF helper method to generate this token. And in our route where we handle all the form submission, we can check for the CSRF token and validate it with the CSRF method as well. That's it, 2 small additions, and you've shut the door on a request being forged from another website. Forms are one of the few places a Kirby site actively takes input from the outside world, so it's worth treating them with a little healthy suspicion. So that's 5 things I've done wrong in the past. None of those are dramatic, but that's kind of the point. Good Kirby projects are usually a pile of small, boring, sensible decisions and help you in the long run. I would love to hear which ones you would add to the list, so drop them down in the comments. And be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye!